Hey there, West Michigan. Thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens. We are going to be off to another beautiful start to this week, but there are some rain chances ahead, so make sure you don't put the rain gear too far away, though you're only going to need it very limited over the next 10 days. A lot of dry weather and nice weather over the forecast. Speaking of nice weather, it was a gorgeous end of the weekend. Leo took this picture in Montague looking out over the lake. Only, well, very thin clouds, if any clouds in this picture. We're going to see a very similar sunset to this tonight, so more great weather and I'm sure more great pictures to be had across the region. Of course, if you take a photo, you can always send it to me on social media. Meteorologist Michael Behrens on Facebook and @MikeBehrensWX on the X, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. That's where you can find me and shoot me a photo if you want to see it here on 13 Plus or on TV. Temperatures yesterday hit a high of 73 in Grand Rapids, 78 Muskegon, 76 Holland. We'll add a little bit to that today. That's why 13 weather ball is lit up in red as warmer temperatures are ahead.
The 13 weather ball is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
Of course, those temperatures are going to take a little bit of time to warm up today. The sunshine is up, and that's going to be warming us fairly quickly. We're still in the 50s as of about 8:30, but no real humidity to speak of outside. Temperatures should rise pretty quickly today with the sunshine around. We'll be heading toward the mid-70s, some upper 70s by this afternoon. Cloud cover, a few of it pops up tonight, but it really doesn't start to thicken up till sunrise tomorrow. That's when some rain chances will move in as well. That rain chance that comes in Tuesday brings with it a little bit of humidity. Dew points back in the 60s Tuesday afternoon, but we drop into the 50s as we head through Wednesday and Thursday. We return to a humid pattern, though. By the Labor Day weekend, we're going to add some heat to it as well. It's going to feel sticky once again as we head toward the holiday. The next 48 hours here are looking like a high of 77 this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. Tonight, mostly clear and 56. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. Could see a few scattered thunder showers around with a temperature just a couple degrees cooler down to a high of 75. Nothing on the radar for this Monday, and that goes for not just West Michigan, but most of the Great Lakes region. The next closest area of rain up in portions of Canada north of Minnesota that will head our way as we head into your Tuesday, and we'll track that hour by hour. It's going to take a minute for it to get here, so no problems today. We're quiet all day long. A few clouds this afternoon, and the same for tonight, but the rain doesn't get here until we head past sunrise on Tuesday morning. 6, 7 o'clock, showers start to push into the region. Maybe some thunder here, partly cloudy skies. We'll see continued chances for scattered showers and some storms as we head throughout Tuesday and into Tuesday afternoon, but this will push out as we work our way into Tuesday evening with the cloud cover pushing out as we head into Wednesday, and we'll be back to sunny weather by Wednesday afternoon with more sunshine as we head toward the end of the week. Between now and then, though, temperatures this afternoon going to be pretty nice, mid to upper 70s on the lakeshore with plenty of sunshine and winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll be in the mid-70s for our northern zones of temperatures that'll hang around mid to upper 70s from Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo. 13 on your side, 10-day outlook. Temperatures drop to around 70 after the rain comes through on Tuesday, but it only stays cool for a minute. We'll be back up into the 80s by Friday with temperatures that'll push mid-80s by the Labor Day holiday as humidity comes back over the weekend. Unofficial end to summer doesn't really feel like it. Temperatures at the end of our forecast will be back in the upper 80s, close to 90.
The 13 on your side beach and boating forecast, sponsored by AAC Credit Union.
And here's a look at your beach and boating forecast. If you're heading out today, we should see waves of just about a foot across West Michigan. Lots of sunshine to enjoy out there as well. Really no problems at the lakeshore. Those water temperatures out there, they're not going to be too bad either. We're going to see water temperatures mostly hanging around in the mid to upper 60s. A little cool, but certainly could be worse. If you want to see 70s, just head down to Warren Dunes, southern end of Lake Michigan, where temperatures are still on the mild side. And after several days, the lights are back on to 80% of the people who were left in the dark. This is the view of the current consumers outage map, though, still showing about 31,000 people with power out across West Michigan through Lansing and over toward Jackson. This is after 7 tornadoes touched down across Michigan. one of those, of course, being right here in Kent County. It's been an all-hands-on-deck effort to restore power, and they're expected to get those that are still in the dark back online by later today. Of course, days after multiple tornadoes hit our state, West Michiganders are still cleaning up. 13 on your side's Josh Albertus spoke this weekend with neighbors in Plainfield Township who are facing the challenges.
Days after tornadoes ripped through Michigan, many are still faced with a massive cleanup. In Plainfield Township, neighbors are banding together to help do what they can.
We have a great community, and there are multiple people that are coming out and helping. We have friends and family, which we're blessed with, that came. We had 5 chainsaws at one time going just to clean up our backyard alone.
It's an effort, however, that they say has largely been placed on their shoulders alone, with less township help than they say they need.
A lot of people were under the impression that you could just bring it to the curb and they were going to help pick it up and wood chip it, and we're finding out that's not the case, and we're scrambling to figure out where do we go from here and what do we do?
Plainfield Township posting information on Facebook after the storm as to where residents could dispose of debris at First Lewis Park. The township, however, also making clear that debris piled on the roadside that came from residents' properties are residents' responsibility to dispose of. Neighbors, however, saying they need help.
We have a lot of elderly people and young families in our community. It's a good blend of the ages, but people that either A, don't readily have a lot of money, or B, don't have the physical means to go out and clean this up.
Without the means for consistent large load travel or for hiring contractors, neighbors say they're continuing to plan how to tackle the damage.
That is more stressful because I probably have at least 20-25 truckloads of branches and debris that I need to bring to a place, and I don't have the means for that.
And as always, you can stay up to date with 13 on your side as we continue to cover the aftermath of the severe weather here in West Michigan by using the 13 on your side news and weather apps. You'll find the latest forecast, live radar, and the ability to know when a watch or warning has been issued for your area. It's free and available to download in the App Store or Google Play. And as of Monday morning, attention of the nation is turning back toward the tropics, with Tropical Storm Idalia forecast to take aim at the Florida Gulf Coast, bringing with it the potential to form into a major hurricane. Currently, Idalia is a tropical storm. You can see it forming there south of Cuba. Winds of 65 miles per hour and gusts up to 75 miles per hour. This is tracking toward the Gulf, and there's already hurricane watches and tropical storm watches from Panama City all the way down south of Fort Myers. The forecast is for this storm to develop quite rapidly. In fact, by early Tuesday morning, already to a Category 1 hurricane, strengthening over the very warm waters of the Gulf to a Category 2 in 12 hours from that to 2 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, and before making landfall in Florida, potentially all the way to a Category 3 storm by early Wednesday morning, likely making landfall somewhere north of Tampa to the east of Panama City, and possibly even maintaining that strength as it tracks onshore toward Jacksonville. Obviously, this is a major storm, and with more on the preparations for this storms, here's Lydia Vasquez from ABC sister station WFTS in Tampa.
Every time there's a storm, I usually get sandbags, and it's a good way to protect water from coming into my garage.
10 sandbags later, Emily Rogers says she's not taking any chances.
It's also good to, because we live close to Hillsborough River, to be safe and protected just in case the water rises higher than you think it's going to rise.
Rogers isn't alone. People stuff their trunks with sandbags as dozens of locations open up to the public ahead of Idalia.
You know, we're college students, so we're just trying to prepare as best as we can, and yeah, we're trying to make sure nothing happens to our apartments.
Officials recommend anyone whose home is at risk for flooding consider picking up sandbags. They also suggest checking your yards for things like debris, which can clog up storm drains and make flooding worse. Sunday, Governor Ron DeSantis held a press conference encouraging everyone to closely monitor this storm after issuing a state of emergency for about half of Florida.
Anybody on this Gulf Coast certainly from Tampa all the way up to places like Bay County, you should absolutely be very vigilant right now. You should be following the track of the storm, and you should just be making your preparations. Listen to the folks who are the emergency management and the local officials. They are going to be the ones that are going to be issuing guidance on evacuating if there's any road closure.
Meanwhile, officials are encouraging everyone to make a plan.
Things that you should consider. How will we receive our communications and warnings? What is our plan for shelter? What is our evacuation route? What is our internal family communication plan if we should get separated?
It's a good time to make sure you have a basic supply kit, which includes water, 1 gallon a day per person for at least 3 days, battery-powered radios, a flashlight, and a first aid kit.
It's better to be prepared versus not prepared and have regrets.
In Tampa, Lydia Vasquez, ABC Action News.
And now you're up to date with the latest forecast here in West Michigan and some weather news from around the state and around the nation. You can always find more online at 13onyourside.com or by downloading, of course, our news and weather apps. For now, though, thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.